November 3rd, Heaven's Final Warning. Archangel Michael and Jesus declare, if you scroll past this, you will lose your divine protection. You have 3 seconds. God is pleading with you. Open it now. My child, my precious one, listen closely. Before reading any further, pause and take a single breath. Just one breath. Because what you are about to receive was not sent to everyone. It was sent only for you. Heaven has had its eyes upon you. Your name has been spoken in the higher realms. There have been divine meetings, quiet whispers, and angelic movements surrounding your destiny. The instant you opened this, something in the unseen shifted. And before I go on, my beloved, hear me well. Do not dismiss this. Not today, not this word, not this instant. Your life has reached a divine turning point. My child, align yourself with the voice that leads you. The guidance isn't coming from the outside world. It's rising from deep within your spirit. You did not stumble upon this by chance. This message found its way to you. I speak now with urgency because heaven has joined a warning and a blessing together. If you accept the message, the blessing will manifest. If you ignore it, the warning will manifest. And time, my beloved, is not waiting for anyone. Something has been following you, a shadow, a weight, an invisible pressure you could never explain. You've felt weary for no reason. Your spirit has felt attacked. Your dreams have become strange. Your thoughts have shifted like restless storms. This isn't random. There's been a spiritual disruption in your path. Someone spoke words against your blessings. Someone attempted to block your breakthrough. Heaven witnessed it all. And today, yes, today, was marked as the moment your protection must be restored. That's the reason you are here. My child, pause and reflect on your life. Everything you have survived, everything you conquered, everything that tried to destroy you and failed. You didn't make it this far by your own strength. A divine hand has been covering you all along. But listen carefully. Your protection has begun to weaken. Not because you did wrong, not because of sin, not because God is displeased with you, but because sadness, worry, disappointment, and exhaustion have dimmed your inner light. You stopped feeling chosen. You stopped feeling guided. You stopped sensing heaven's closeness. And that distance opened a doorway where spiritual attacks slipped in, where doubt entered, where fear crept in, where loss and pain made their way. But now God says, enough. My child, heaven is summoning your spirit home. You have 3 seconds to decide. Stay in fear or return to the divine protection that has always been yours. I need you to stay with me. Don't leave this word. Don't scroll away. Don't hurry. Don't close your heart. Your life is about to transform through words. There is something God intends to restore to you. Something taken, something delayed, something that belonged to you long ago. But to receive it, you must listen and you must believe again. My child, you have not been forgotten. You are not alone. You have not been forsaken. You are not unseen by heaven. The angels know your name. Jesus himself has spoken your name. Archangel Michael has guarded you since the moment you entered this world. There is deep purpose in your existence. You were chosen long before this lifetime, and now heaven desires to unveil the reason. Stay. Your next breakthrough and your next downfall stand side by side. Which one manifests depends on what you decide in the next few moments. My beloved, listen carefully. Something is approaching on November 3rd, a shift, a revelation, a spiritual opening. And heaven declares this is the final warning before the transformation arrives. Do not disregard this. Do not turn away. Do not pretend you never heard it. You are being called. You are being awakened. You are being reclaimed by heaven. My child, whisper softly, even if only in your heart, I am ready now. I will continue. My child, my beloved, remain still for a moment. There is something I must tell you before this message goes deeper. There is a reason you've been feeling a spiritual weight pressing against your chest. There's a reason your sleep has felt unsettled. There's a reason your thoughts keep swaying between hope and anxiety. Your spirit is engaged in a battle, one not visible to the eye. A battle others wouldn't fully understand. It's a struggle between what seeks to break you and what longs to awaken you. You are not weak. You are not falling behind. You are not defeated. You are undergoing transformation, and transformation always brings resistance with it. My beloved, allow me to ask you this. Have you ever realized that just before something beautiful enters your life, chaos tries to rob your peace? That's no accident. That is spiritual interference. Whenever a blessing approaches, darkness senses it and attempts to block it. You've been nearer to your breakthrough than you understood. And because of that nearness, something tried to sap your faith, your optimism, your inner power. You nearly gave up. You almost surrendered. You came close to losing yourself in sheer fatigue. But you didn't. You're still standing. You're still seeking. You're still reaching out. You're still listening. And that's the very reason heaven still chooses you. My child, angels surround you even now. They're listening to the rhythm of your breath, the quiet of your silence, the beat of your heart. Heaven is reading the blueprint of your pain and the echo of your bravery. Not a single thing about you is overlooked. You might feel alone, but you are seen. You might feel unheard, but you are remembered. You might feel weary, but you are never forsaken. Your soul is sacred to God. Now listen with care. The enemy of your spirit has been trying to convince you that you are not loved, that you are not worthy, that you are alone, weak, or failing. That your prayers fall flat, that your tears are pointless, that you have no destiny ahead. But those are not your thoughts. They've been planted by something that fears your awakening. Because when your spirit rises, your destiny rises alongside it. When your awareness comes back, your blessings come too. When your protection is renewed, your peace becomes untouchable. My beloved, hear these words. Your divine protection is returning right now. With every word, a burden is being lifted. The weight is loosening. The shadows are dissolving. The fear is fading. The barriers are collapsing. The chains are weakening. You can sense it, even faintly, even quietly, even if it's just a shift in your breath. You are beginning to remember who you are. You're remembering that your being is no accident. You're remembering that your soul is ancient and filled with divine light. You're remembering that your presence here has meaning. And now I must reveal something that could change everything. Someone has been observing your life, not in a physical sense, in a spiritual way. A presence has been watching your journey, your progress, your emotional shifts. This presence is not your enemy. This is not a force of darkness. This presence is not a threat. This presence is holy. It has been waiting for the perfect moment to connect with you, to speak, to reach you, to awaken what's been dormant inside you. And that moment has now arrived. God has drawn near to you, not in some far-off hidden way, but in a clear, close, and undeniable presence, because far too much has been taken from you, too much delayed, too much stolen, too much broken, and heaven has declared, enough. But listen well, my child, The date is drawing near, November 3rd. On that day, something within your life will shift. Something will be shown. Something will come to light. Something will be released. This is not about fear. This is about awakening. But whether this shift becomes your breakthrough or a lesson will depend on whether you stay with this message or turn away from it. Your protection is being rebuilt through your attention. Your blessings are being unlocked by your willingness. Your destiny is being restored by your openness. Do not avert your gaze. Do not scroll past. Do not hurry away. Everything is unfolding right now. Whisper again in your heart, I am ready. I am chosen. I am protected now. My child, we go deeper. My child, my beloved, choosing to remain is the right path. With each passing moment you stay, your spirit opens a bit more. Your protection is returning steadily. The veil is growing thinner. You're beginning to recall the truth that the world tried to bury within you. Listen closely now. Two forces are circling you. One seeks to lift you higher. The other seeks to block your awakening. This struggle hasn't just begun today, but the pressure has grown stronger because your blessings are approaching, because your destiny is calling you forward, because this next season of your life is not just another phase, it's a divine shift. My child, something immensely powerful was written over your life, not in a book, not in another's imagination, but woven into the very thread of your soul long before you arrived in this world. You came here with a calling that is anything but ordinary. And whenever you've felt distant, confused, weary, or burdened, that purpose didn't disappear. It only went quiet under the heaviness of life. But now you are rising again. I must speak to you about a moment in your past, a moment that altered you profoundly, a time when something within you shattered, silently, without a witness. You spoke of it to no one. You hid it from all eyes. You didn't let anyone see how deep that wound truly went. But heaven saw. Heaven still remembers. Heaven has never forgotten the cost of that pain. You found strength in places no one else could see, not because your path was easy, but because life demanded courage from you that you never knew you held. You stayed whole when you had no shoulder to lean on. You carried wounds that would have crushed others. You continued to love, even when your heart was bruised and weary. This is the very reason heaven favors you. Blessings aren't reserved for those who've never been broken. They're poured upon those who lived through their breaking, and you lived through it. But now, God declares, you will do more than survive. You will rise higher. You will do more than endure. You will reclaim what's yours. You will do more than hope. You will receive. But to receive, you must let go of the unseen weight you've been holding on to. My beloved, there is a heaviness clinging to your spirit that's lingered too long, a fatigue that was never meant for your soul, a sadness that has outworn its stay. That sorrow is not who you are. It's something that clung to your heart during the hardest of times, and Archangel Michael stands now to remove it, not tomorrow, not eventually, but in this very moment. But you must allow the release, so gently, whether in your thoughts or with soft words, speak this: I release the pain I no longer need. That's all. Simple, soft, without force. Because the spiritual realm does not respond to noise. It responds to permission. And now you have granted heaven that permission to heal. Already your spirit is shifting. Your heart is relaxing. My child, something immensely powerful was written about you, not in the pages of a book, not in the mind of another, but within the very essence of your soul long before your birth. You came to this life with a rare and sacred purpose, and even when you felt distant, confused, exhausted, or defeated, that calling never vanished. It simply sank under life's weight. But you are rising again. Now, let me speak again about that past moment, the one that marked you deeply, a moment where something inside of you cracked, in silence, unnoticed. You said nothing about it. You kept it hidden. You didn't let anyone glimpse the true depth of your wound. But heaven never turned away. Heaven saw. Heaven has not forgotten what that moment took from you. You found strength in ways no one else could understand. Not because life gave you ease, but because life demanded a strength you never knew you held. You held yourself steady when there was no one to catch you. You bore pain that could have broken others. You kept offering love, even with a heart that was sore and tired. That is why heaven still chooses you. Blessings aren't given to those who've never tasted brokenness. They are given to those who endured their breaking, and you endured it. But now God says, you will not only survive any longer, you will rise. You will not merely push through, you will reclaim. You will not just hold on with hope, you will receive. Yet, in order to receive, you must let go of the unseen burden you've been carrying. My beloved, there's a weight pressing on your spirit that has remained for too long, a fatigue that your soul was never meant to carry, a sorrow that has stayed beyond its time. This grief is not your identity, it's something that clung to your heart during your hardest seasons. And Archangel Michael is here to lift it, right now, not later, not at some point, now. But the release must be allowed, so gently, whether in your mind or with a quiet voice, speak these words. I release the pain I no longer need. That's it, soft, simple, with no force, because the spiritual realm does not respond to volume. It listens to permission, and with that, you've just granted heaven the permission to heal. Already your spirit has begun to shift. Your heart is beginning to ease. There's a lightness stirring in your chest. Your breath is slowly deepening. Your energy is beginning to realign. This is not your imagination. This is spiritual renewal. My beloved, listen carefully. A door is opening for you on November 3rd, not a door in the physical world, but a spiritual one. This door will bring understanding, truth, movement, alignment, transformation. Something that was delayed will start progressing. Something that was frozen will begin to loosen. Something that was hidden will come into view. But there is something more. There is someone whose energy has been intertwined with yours. Someone whose presence has quietly shaped your emotions, your peace, your sense of balance. This person has impacted you more than you may realize. On November 3rd, the truth about this individual will reveal itself, silently, clearly, without question. You'll begin to understand why they appeared in your life. You'll realize the true nature of their role. You'll recognize that your spirit sensed it all along, and with that, your heart will be set free. My child, something beautiful is being returned to you. Your peace, your strength, your clarity, your awareness of self, your divine protection. It is unfolding now. Do not doubt it. Do not second-guess it. Do not think this change is all in your mind. Your spirit knows truth when it hears it. You are waking up. You are remembering. You are rising. And now, my child, we go deeper still. Because what is coming next is the revelation that brings everything into focus. My child, my beloved, draw near in spirit. There is something I must now reveal with tender care. For a long time, you've believed that your pain had no meaning. You thought life was just happening to you. You felt your struggles were random, unfair. You assumed your loneliness was some kind of punishment. You believed the silence of heaven meant you were forgotten. But listen, none of your experiences have been meaningless. Every heartbreak carried a reason. Every delay held a lesson. Every closed door served a purpose. Every separation had meaning. Every season of waiting was part of the plan. Your life has always been divinely guided, even when you couldn't feel that guidance. Your soul has always been protected, even when that protection wasn't visible. Your steps have always been directed, even when you didn't know the path. My beloved, God has been shaping you, not reshaping your appearance, not polishing your image, but forming your spirit. Because the blessing intended for you is not something small, it's not temporary, it's not a fleeting reward, it's the kind of blessing that redefines your entire identity. That's why the preparation has been so intense. Only those who've been broken can comprehend the worth of being made whole. Only those who've walked in darkness can recognize the miracle of the light. Only those who've felt left behind can truly grasp what it means to be chosen. You, my child, have been chosen, not because you asked for it, not because you earned it, but because your soul holds a light that can never be extinguished. And that, my beloved, is why darkness has fought so hard to stop you.